to discuss today. The objective of today's meeting is, first we will be discussing about the three major emotions that can cost your game. At the time when you are playing, there are several emotions that come up in our mind. So these emotions can cost the game, and we'll discuss exactly about the same. Then we'll understand how our mind is actually creating these emotions, because once we understand the how, we can understand how we can change those emotions for ourselves. And we'll then move forward then to three secrets to take charge of your emotions. I will be discussing with you three secrets today that can help you take charge of your emotions. So you have to write all the answers in the chat box, and we'll take up the questions at the end of this entire session. Just keep a notepad with you so that you can you have all the information that I am going to distribute today, and you can ask me any question at the end. So are you ready for the learning today? Just write a yes if you are excited today, as I am excited to share with you this information. Yes. So according to you, first tell me, what do you think are the emotions that come up when you are in the middle of the field and you have to perform? What are the emotions that come up? What are the positive emotions? What are the negative emotions that you can feel at that time? Any emotion that comes to your mind, just write it. Competition spirit, good. Do you think there are any negative emotions that come up that can cost you your game? Yeah, angry or bad. I'm getting some really good answers. Zeal to win. What happens when, okay, there's overconfidence, absolutely. So what happens when we are on the field, we we are in a state where there is lot of pressure from the outside environment, we often get taken away by them. So I'll discuss with you the three main emotions that can actually cost you your game. If you can't control these emotions, chances are you have lost the game even before playing it. The first is fear. Now, what do I mean by fear? Fear can be of several types. It means you have a fear that you are going to lose the game, fear that what will other people think about it, fear that if I lose, I will never get another opportunity to live to play again in this game. So these kind of fears can actually cost you your game. But what is exactly this fear? This fear is an emotional response that you get because you are scared that your ego is at stake, or your self-esteem is at stake. So when we are afraid that something is at stake, that once we lose this, we are not going to get another chance, we get in a state of fear. And the moment this fear comes up in our mind, it is very difficult to then play again in the game with full confidence. So we need to understand that you need to get off this fear in order to win the game. So, have you ever been in the situation where you were about to go in a place where there was a competition? It can be any competition, your game, your education, where any time when you yeah, when you face this fear and you thought that if I had not been fearful, I would have done much better. Just write a yes in the comment box if you have ever been in the situation of fear because of which you lost. Yes. So fear is one thing that actually can cost you your game so many times because you are just not able to control the emotion. I will request everyone to mute their mic. Thank you so much. Now, the second emotion is anger. Now, there are situations in the field when you are playing the game, the competitor might try to say something, do something that might anger you. You might get an emotional response to something that you are not exactly liking, and that anger can cost you your game, because once you get in the mode of anger, you are just responding to that state, you are just responding to that anger. So many times we have seen when there is a game going on in cricket, especially when we are watching the cricket matches, we can see that opponents are doing name calling to specific cricketers whom they know don't have control over their emotions. So they end up making that sports person angry, and once the sports person gets angry, that time that person makes a mistake that costs them their game. So anger is something which, if used correctly, can make you a smiling assassin. What do I mean by smiling assassin? Means if you're able to control your anger and you can smile at that time, you can win the game even before defeating the other party. So if there are some cricketers like Sachin Tendulkar, if you remember him, whenever he was playing his best game, he never got angry whatever the other persons are saying. He don't get impacted by the environment. Even if he does, he uses it in his favor because he is able to control that anger. Similarly, when we are able to control our anger, we are able to get rid of this thing that the anger starts controlling us, then only we can win. But if you are not able to control the anger, that very moment we tend to make a mistake. Have you made a mistake? Have you said something wrong to someone in your life? Or have you ever felt that if this person is insulting me, so I should insult that person back? And in that moment, you just lose control and you lose. It can be your game, it can be your business, it can be anything related to your life. Have you ever felt that because of that anger, if you would have controlled that anger, you would have won? Write a yes in the comment box if you have ever felt that. So there are so many yeses coming because we don't understand that this anger is costing us not only in our game but in our life also. Because if we control that anger, we can actually reverse the game. We can actually be the champion. Then we move to the next, which is rush. Now imagine a situation where you are in the middle of the game and you suddenly come to know that the people who are judging you for the game are going to take you to Olympics. And suddenly, instead of feeling excited, or you are excited, but with that excitement comes a fear that if I don't perform, then I won't be selected. And so I should play my best game. I should start giving my 100% right now. And that one mistake what makes us rush through the game. Once we are rushing in the game, we are trying to put our best game forward. What is happening? We are making mistakes. As you make a one mistake, you get into tension, you get a stress that, oh my god, I made this mistake, now I am rejected. And then you get into more rush. You want to show that, you want to prove yourself that I am good, I am the best, you should select me. And you get in the loop of making more and more mistakes, and you lose the game. How many of you identify with this? How many of you identify with this? That you have rushed through a situation in your life. If you would have calmed down at that time, you could have changed the game. I can't see the comments. Yeah. Yes, at times. Absolutely. So, how do we control this emotion? You might be thinking by now, okay, Pradishta, this is okay. We get these emotions, but how can we control it? Before you know how can you control it, you need to understand how these emotions are created in our mind. And I'll show you exactly that today. So are you ready to know understand how our mind creates that information? How we have been hearing this so since long. You are the master of your destiny. You can control your happiness. You can do anything you want in your life. But you said you get lost. Oh my god, how do I do that? Have you ever felt that lost? That I don't know how to control my emotions because I don't know exactly how emotions are created. So let's see today how our emotions are formed. Consider this, there is an actual event even that is happening. Consider that event is happening in our life. Events are always happening in our life. When we were born, that was also an event. Right now, when you're listening to me, that is also an event. And when you're playing your game, that is also an event. And this event is objective, it is happening. But once that event happens in our environment, our mind starts receiving that information, and it receives that information through one or more of the five senses. These senses are what our power to see, that is a visual sense. When you are seeing me in the camera right now, you are using your visual sense to see me. Then you have your auditory sense, your power to hear. When you what I'm saying, you are hearing that, that is your auditory sense working for you, that it is giving you the information. Then there is a feeling, there is your kinesthetic sense. When you are able to feel the temperature of the room, you cannot visualize it, you cannot hear it, you can just feel it, so you are using your kinesthetic sense. These three senses are most prominent in human beings. The other two senses are not that prominent. We do have them, but we are not using it very often. This is our power to smell and our power to taste. That is our gustatory and our olfactory. Once you receive this information, what happens is your mind does not directly gets into that information. It does not directly take as the information is given to you. It does some game, it plays a game, and this game is known as deletion, distortion, and generalization. So I will give you with an example. Consider this situation. You are in a match. This is your first match, and your opponent is very strong. That opponent is a champion. That person has won the match from past 2 years or 3 years, and it's so this you have this information that this person has won the match from a long period of time. What happens when this event happens that you have to play against that? That is an actual event that you are a fresher and the opponent is a champion. Now your mind receives the information, but it doesn't take it directly. It deletes some of the information. It deletes the fact that this play, the past performance does not equal your future performance. Even Sachin Tendulkar can get out at zero. Even Virat Kohli can get out at zero. So if there is a champion in front of me, he can also get out at zero today. We delete that information. The event we are perceiving is that this is a champion and I am a fresher, and we completely ignore the fact that this person can lose today. Everybody had the chances of losing on that certain day. Then once we delete this information, the information we are having again is that this is a champion and I am a fresher. Then you distort this information to, since this person has never lost in the past 2 years, I am going to lose. You distort this information that I will not be able to compete this. And the moment you get into that state of mind, the moment you think that the opponent is more powerful than you are, you have already lost the game. So you still try your you still try to win the game, you still try to be in the game, and you play, but you lose. Then your mind gives you information from your past events, some information that you already had, that champions always win, and it is very difficult for a fresher to compete the person in front of you if that person is a champion. Then you make a generalized opinion that I will lose in front of this person every time I will play. And many people go beyond that. They think I am not good enough. I am not a great player. I had not practiced enough. I am just a fresher, so I cannot win. So you generalize that event. So if somebody asks you after some time that can a fresher win against a champion, you go back to your own memory, your own feeling, and you say, no, it is not possible for a fresher to win against a champion. So your mind has played the game of deletion, distortion, and generalization of the information, and then created a memory for you. This is what we call a memory. Some people call it a subconscious mind or a perceived event, how we have taken that event for us. So are you with me on this? That the information, that event actually was that a fresher was playing against a champion, but because of your own emotions, what you perceive that since you are playing against a champion, you are going to lose. Then based on this, we get emotions. We feel that we get into a negative state of mind. Every time we have to go for a game, we can get into a negative state or a positive state, but based on whatever memory we have formed, we get in the emotion, we get the emotions, we call it mood also. And for businessmen it is called the zone of excellence. The musicians call it the groove, and the players call it the form. How many of you have heard that today he was not in his best form, so he lost the game? Right, or yes, if you have ever heard it that today this person was not in the form, so that person lost the game. Yes, we have heard it so many times that that person was not in a form. That is why, but it means that that person was skilled enough. But that time, that person had an emotion, had a mood, had a zone that that person was not able to give their best. Now, which zone is good for you? A positive zone or a negative zone? A positive emotion can help you, or a negative emotion. When you are in a positive zone, when you are in a positive state of mind, what is happening is your body is giving you positive hormones. These are called as DOS, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. So these positive hormones are released in your body. You feel energetic, you feel confident, you have a sense of self-belief, and you tend to be in your form at that time. That time you play your best game. But when you are in a negative zone, when you are getting a negative state of mind, some negative hormones get secreted, which are adrenaline and cortisols, and these further decrease your chances of playing your best game because you are now in a negative state of mind. So, according to you, which state a player should be to win the match? Write in the comment box. What do you think they should be in this state of mind to win their match? Yes, positive state. This positive state is known as a resourceful state, and the negative state is known as the unresourceful state. So we always at all the times have all the resources we need to win the match, but we often get in outside that mood, that zone. We get in a negative state of mind, and when we are in a negative state of mind, we tend to lose. We lose the game. So if you remember that exams, when we were in school there were exams, how many of you had this feeling? Because I have been through this, that I had studied very hard, I had given I know all the answers, I'm writing the answer, but suddenly I think that I am not correct, I should change the answer, and I, instead of writing the right answer, write the wrong answer. Have it happened to you? Because it has happened to me several times. Even in my board exams, what I did was I did a math sum, I did it completely correctly, then I put a cross because I was not confident, I had been in a negative state of mind. And when I came back home, I thought that no, this is the right answer that I had done before, now I have made a mistake. Yeah, so you all also have made this mistake, that because of that stress, that thing that oh my god, will I win or not, that negative adrenaline rush, you make those mistakes. So for a player to win, they need to understand this, that they can control their emotions by changing how they're perceiving the events. They can control their emotions. But never strike off a wrong answer. Yeah, that was a mistake I had made. But because of these negative emotions, we have done this, that even when we were correct, we changed our answer immediately and made a mistake. When we are playing our best game, suddenly somebody says something, we get into anger, we get a sense of fear, or we get into a sense of rush, and we are in the negative state, and the game is lost. So, can you remember a time when you lost your game because of that emotion that you have already told me? Now, just remember what had happened at that time. For a second, just remember what had happened because of which you lost the game. Were you feeling confident at that time? Were you all pumped up, or you were very peaceful, or were you angry, or you had some negative emotion with you? Anxious, stress, anything negative that was with you. Just write positive or negative in the comment box. Little bit depressed, lack of confidence. Very true. When we are in the when we are losing the game, most of the time, if we observe our own feelings, we are in the negative zone. We are even our breath is very shallow, and we are just in that zone where are not able to perform. The strategy failed. It was a learning to rectify mistakes. Yes, that learning is, if we are able to that learning can be also said that at that moment we lose our state, we had made all the efforts. I'm not saying if you are not prepared for the exam, or when if you are not prepared for the tournament and still you go, then you lose. But if you are well prepared, if you know that I have done my best, I could have, but still you lose, chances are your emotions have taken control over you. Now, can you remember a time when you won, and just remember that time and tell me how you are feeling as you remember that greatest victory that you had? Right now, do you have that emotion with you? When you won that first trophy, when you cleared some exam that you were really looking forward to, when you were able, when you got selected to some tournament that you were really looking forward to, or anything, you got your first job, you were happy. And what about everyone else? Elated, confident, increased in confidence. Absolutely. So when we are winning, we are having those positive emotions automatically. Just a second, I think I lost my screen. Yeah. So are you ready for the three secrets to take charge of your emotions? Winning vibes. So I'm getting amazing answers. That is so true. When we are in a winning state, we get all those vibes. So you are ready for the three secrets. Yes, yes. I want some more yes before I share with you these three emotions. Yes, yes. Absolutely. So we are getting those yes, and now I'll share with you the first thing. The first is self-belief. The thing is that when we are in a state of fear, what will the first thing we lose? Our self-belief that I can win. I have that thing in me. Now, self belief and confidence, I'm not talking about confidence, I'm talking about self belief. That is a greater part of being confident. You can be confident at a moment, but you need to, for that confidence to build up, you need to have a self belief all the time with you. You need to feel that, yes, I have the capability to do it, irrespective of the result, irrespective of the external environment, because I am in charge. I am in charge of my emotions, I am in charge of the match. So you need to have that kind of self belief with you in order to win the match. For this self belief, what you can do is you can use affirmations. You can use different techniques that are there to. You can do visualization. You can do visualization, but you have to do this process even before you enter the match. Self belief cannot be built just when you enter the match. You have to work on your self belief even when you enter the match. Just like you are preparing, you are doing training 6 to 8 hours a day to win that international tournament. Similarly, you have to give your mind a practice of doing these affirmations, using affirmations, positive statements for yourself, having that self belief that I can do it, I am a champion, I have what it takes. When you are preparing your mind like this, when you are conditioning your mind for success, that time your confidence also starts building up. And at that moment, even if the opponent is stronger than you don't lose your self belief. You can get shaky at a moment, but you will resolve, you will get back, you will get into the state of positiveness. You know why? Like, I want to know, do you know why you are practicing for 6 to 8 hours a day during a tournament? Anyone knows what is the reason why we are practicing 6 to 8 hours? We are practicing for even longer hours. When we have to play an international tournament, we know that there are players who are practicing through 4 a.m. in the starting from 4 a.m. in the morning, and just they are just doing it again and again and again, and many times they are doing a single thing again and again to master that. I'm getting a answer from Ravi sir only, that tune your mind, yeah, to become confident. And to increase endurance, to become confident. Yes, so this is a very good answer. You're very near that we are trying to condition our mind. So what happens is our mind is made of two parts, the conscious part and the subconscious part. The subconscious part is actually what is controlling us. It is about 96 to 98% of our body, and I call it the robot. Why do I call it a robot? Because have you ever felt you when you wake up in the morning, you follow the same routine, you follow the same rituals. If you go for a bath and you come out of the bathroom, you most of the time you are thinking of something else when you are taking the bath, because you have those habits within you. Your muscles, your body has learned what to do once you wake up. They are your morning rituals that you are always following. So when you are practicing for so long hours, what are you doing? You are conditioning your mind and your muscles to perform a certain way in certain conditions. So when you're playing the match, and even when someone does something that you have already been prepared for a long term of time, that you have practiced for a long term of time, you are most likely to win, because your muscles have learned, your mind has learned, you have done that kind of mental conditioning to perform at that peak, even during the pressure. You have trained your mind, you have created those habits. Have you heard that we are a product of our habits? So we are a product of our habit, because when you are doing the same thing again and again and again, your mind gets conditioned and you just start doing it subconsciously. Your robot learns that skill. That goes with a lot of things in our life, including when we are starting to learn driving versus once we learn driving. Once we learn how to drive, we are often listening to music, talking to someone else who is sitting beside us, because now we have learned that skill. Similarly, for your self belief, you need to condition your mind. You need to do it every single day. You need to get that into that habit of conditioning your mind of self belief. And once you have conditioned your mind, you will have it even in the state of most pressure. You will be able to perform, because now your mind has learned it, your body has learned it, that I need to be in control every moment. Now once you get in the state of self belief, you move to the next part, which is have a dream. This one is my favorite, because a lot of us know what we don't want. Have you ever heard yourself or anybody saying, I don't want to lose the match, I don't want to lose this opportunity, I have got it with so much effort, I don't want to get late, I don't want to do this. Means most of the people are always in this loop of what they don't want to do in their life. Have you ever heard yourself to saying that I don't want this for my life? Just write a yes if you anything that comes to your mind, that I don't want a certain thing in my life. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose this opportunity. I don't even for a smallest thing, that I don't want that the parking should be full. I should get the parking. It can be as small as that. Yes, so I have met a lot of people, and most of them come to me with this thing that I don't want to do this. They are in that loop. But when the moment I ask them, if you don't want this, what do you want? They are suddenly lost. Okay, you don't want to lose, then what do you want? I want to win, but how do you want to win? Means actually, why are you not saying it? If you know how you want to win, why are you not saying it that I want to win? Because we are in the negative loop. But if we prepare ourselves for a dream, what exactly we want in our life, if we have a proper goal for ourselves, we know why we want that goal, then the journey to success starts. I can go into this entire thing, goal setting, achieving them, in lot of details, but because of the session is only for a small period of time, I will certainly take this entire topic. It is in itself a big topic on how to create your dream life, how to create your own outcomes. But as a good player, as a sports entrepreneur, as a sports enthusiast, at any level you are, you need to have a dream of exactly what you want to achieve. If you are going for a training, what will that training give you? What is that dream that is going to get fulfilled once you achieve that goal, once you get selected in the team? You need to have that dream for you. You need to plan that dream. And once you plan for the dream and you are in the match, you are now playing the match, what you have to do is one simple thing, that is Be present. You need to be present in the current situation. No matter who is playing against you, no matter who is judging you, you need to develop that skill of being present. And the easiest way of being present is breathe. You need to take deep breath. The moment you take deep breaths, you become present in that moment. You can try it right now also. Just take 3 deep breaths right now and feel what you are feeling. Do you feel more relaxed as you take a deep breath? You breathe in from your nose and you breathe out from your mouth. And you just take 3 deep breaths. You also, that is the easiest way of being present at the moment. You need to be present. So how many of you are with me right now till now that these 3 emotions can be a game changer? If you have your belief, if you have your dream with you and you can be present, you can win the game. Yes. So since I have got so many positive responses, and I have a bonus tip for you. I have a bonus tip for you. Are you ready for the bonus tip? This is an activity that we are going to do just for a few seconds, but this is a game changer. Any single moment when you are feeling unconfident, when you are just about to go to the match, and you feel that I have a pressure on me, and I'm not able to control my breath, I'm not able to control my feelings, I'm getting those negative emotions even when I'm trying to consciously get rid of this emotion. Some little voice is saying today you will lose. You can do this 4-step formula, and it is not going to take you more than 3 to 4 minutes to get back into the positive state. This tip is really amazing. Are you ready for the tip, the 4-step formula? Just write a yes if you want that tip. Yes. So before I give you a tip, I want you to do one thing. I want you to just sit like this. Means I don't want you to sit with a spine straight. I just want you to sit like this with a uh, lousy state of mind. Like when you are sitting like this, and I just like I am sitting, I am just leaning towards this computer more, and I'm just sitting like this, and I'm saying to myself, I feel confident. Can you say to yourself, I feel confident right now? I feel confident. Just say. How do you feel? Are you feeling confident right now? Just write a yes or no if you are feeling confident, or if when you are sitting like this in a lousy state. Are you feeling confident or are you not feeling confident? What do you exactly feel when you are sitting like this? You have to pull down your shoulders. You have to just put a frowning face, and you have to say, I feel confident. I'm getting answer boring. Yeah. So even if you are trying to say I feel confident, you are not actually feeling confident. You are feeling boring. You are feeling, a lot of you are feeling bad because you have those don't have those facial expressions. You don't have that body posture. Now let's try one more thing. Now you have to straighten your spine, you have to straighten your shoulders, you have to put a smile on your face, and take a deep breath and say to yourself, today is the worst day. I hate it. Just say, I feel so boring. I feel so unconfident. Just say to yourself, how do you feel about it? Can you resonate with the emotion and with your, can you resonate your emotions with the words you are saying that I feel boring once your spine is straight and you have a smile on your face? Can you say that I feel boring and you can feel it? No, no. I'm waiting for some more answers. No. Yeah, because your body, your facial expressions, your feelings just don't resonate with your words at that time. So that actually happens to us. So many times we are consciously feeding our mind, I am going to kill it. I am going to make it a best match. I am going to do everything I can. But inside we don't have that feeling, and we are sitting like this and saying, yes, I am going to play my best game. Do you think you are going to play your best game at that time? Absolutely no. So To play your best game, you first need to get into that state. And the 4 step formula that I'm going to give you starts with breathing. The first thing you need to do to get in the state of confidence, in the state of self belief, to get into positive state of mind, your resourceful state, you need to control your breathing. So we start with taking 3 deep breaths. You breathe in from the nose and you exhale from your mouth. So let's do it together. Just leave everything, just breathe in through your nose and exhale from your mouth. As you relax your mind, as you relax with your breath, you take deep breaths. The next thing you need to do is you need to straighten your body posture. So the second step will be body posture. You need to control your body posture. You need to stand straight. And there is a Superman or Superwoman pose also, which you can take. I'll just show you. You have to put your hands on like this, and you have to stand straight. Just you have to right now you don't have to do it, but once you can do it after this session. You need to make your body straight. Right now what you can do is you can just put your spine straight and you can just sit straight. Are you doing that? Just write a yes. Yes, so once you have put your spine straight and your shoulders straight, now put a smile on your face, a big smile. Like today is the best day of your life, what kind of smile you can have. Put that smile on your face and say to yourself, I am confident. I am a winner, I am a champion. You have to say this again and again to yourself. So this is one of the positive things you are saying to yourself, the positive affirmation. You have to repeat it. It is not that you will say it just one time today and it will do some magic. I am not giving you any magic tips, but what I am telling you, this thing can change your mood instantly. So what you do is you start changing your inner dialogue in the 4th step. The first is your breathing, the second is your body posture, the third is your facial expression, and the fourth is your inner dialogue. So instead of letting your inner critique take over, let it say that no, I had lost the last match also, so I am going to lose today. I don't have no hope in the future. Instead of saying this negative command, say to yourself at that very moment, I am going to do my best. I am a champion. Start feeding your mind with the positive beliefs. Just before a match, you do this technique only for 3 to 4 minutes, and it is going to change your state and you will get into the positive state of mind. Do you like this tip? Write a yes if you like this tip. Yes, so I'm getting yeses. So you need to practice it from today onwards until the day of your match, and just before your match, do it. Even if you don't do it right now, you do it just on the during the match. It is going to help you for that short term. It is going to help you. It changes your state immediately to a positive state of mind. So this is how you can control your emotions during a tournament. And I'll now give the control back to Ravi sir, and we'll take the questions at the end of the session. Ravi sir, or
Hello.
hello, yeah, back to you.
Yeah, thanks for the wonderful words that you have shared. And I guess, like, everyone over here who have heard all the session might be feeling very, and memories are coming to them. They might be, for their playing times and all that. So now I request Nadeem sir. Nadeem sir, hello.
Yeah, hi.
So
Hi.
let me give a small introduction about Nadeem sir. So he's a former Indian hockey player, and he was awarded the best goalkeeper award way back in 1986, and he's now working as uh, healthcare professional now, and he's a CEO of Active Life. So I request Nadeem sir to share his words.
Yeah. Thank you. First of all, I wanted to thank uh, Prati, Pratisha Bhalla.
Pratishta,
Pratisha Bhalla,
Pratishta,
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. You have take me to the my old days when I was playing. I remember all, collect all my memories. It was very, very nice session for you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Friends, whatever she said, same thing applies to our life. So according to me, life is like a play. We have to play every day. So we win, we lose. So now what we had to do is, now everybody is like Kiran asked me to talk about the business. So same business we had to talk today. I mean, what is the challenges we are going to face? There are a lot of uncertainties there. Being into sports, we always see uncertainty. We always face a lot of challenges. But whatever she said, we had to be mentally fit to face all these challenges. So first of all, like there are two things happening in most of the people's mind. People who's doing business, like for example, people who have a gyms, they are giving huge rents, like between 1 lakh to 5 lakh rupees rents they are paying to the gyms, and from 3 to 4 months the whole gyms are closed, especially for the people who is into chain of gyms like Cult Fit or Gold Gym or Talwalkars. So the people who have a chain of gyms, similarly the sports people who are here, they are running a sports centers, they have to pay some kind of a rent to their sports facilities. So now there are, we all came to a standstill at this point of time. Like the people who have a chain of gyms, they have to pay. I'll give an example. If somebody have 100 gyms, like Talwalkars or Cult Fit or Gold Gym or any people like this, so they have huge pressure. The pressure is every month they have to pay the rent. For one gym, they have to pay say 2 to 3 lakh rupees rent into 100 gyms or 1,000 gyms. It will be huge, and they have to pay the salaries. They have to pay so many things. So similarly, I just given an example. Your earnings are zero, but your expenditure is more at this point of time. So here we have to be very, very, very strong mentally. Whatever she said up to now, all these formulas, all these techniques we have to use in our business formulas. We have to think how to be innovative. We have to think how to be think out of the box. Everybody think only from the whatever knowledge they have. So you have to think out of the box to come up with the new solutions. Like whatever new inventions have happened, it has happened under pressure. Okay, for example, in the World War I, World War II, there are so many innovations have happened. Similarly, if you take sports, like for example, the helicopter shot, Dhoni, it was invention. If you go to the normal cricket, they won't believe it is a cricket, the helicopter shot. Similarly, in every game, there are so many new techniques. Like I was into hockey, so there is a guy called Ian Taylor. He was the world's best goalkeeper. So he has invented so many things, the the gear, the pads, and all. So while I was playing sports, I used to prepare my all kit with my uh, myself because we don't have that kind of funds. So whatever situations throwing to us. So now what we have to do is, like in cricket, the batsman doesn't know what is the next ball. The ball can be a googly, a ball can be bouncer, a ball can be in swing or anything. So he'll have fraction of seconds to understand and hit the ball to be winner. Similarly, today's business is like that. So whatever the traditional way of business is completely changed now. So now you have to be very quick to understand. Yesterday somebody was asking me, sir, I wanted to sell my gym. So what is going to happen? Exactly 3 months back, people are ready to buy gyms. But today, a lot of people wanted to close their gyms. So you have to take a decision quickly. There are two options available here. One is we'll go on paying the rent until we invent some kind of a the medicine for corona, and then everything comes to normal and we have to start doing the business. The other option is think we don't able to get any medicine, we have to live the way we are living. So then what? We have to be innovative to survive ourselves. So you can start online trainings, you can start some different techniques, or you can change completely into some other profession where you can get some kind of a survival. So these are the situation at this point of time. So you have to listen to your intuition, you have to listen to your own uh, inner voice, what to do. Okay, any questions if you have, you can ask me so that I can be able to answer you better.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I have one question. Sir, can I ask related to technique?
yeah, ask me.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I want to ask you that one player who has a technique is poor, but results are good. So, can
Okay,
we change their technique, or we go for the good result that they are given?
okay. See, always techniques will improve, it will make you easy if you use the right
Yes, sir.
technique. See, for example, javelin throw, if somebody is throwing, if he doesn't use the right technique, he has to put a lot of efforts. If he put the right technique, he has to put less efforts to throw the javelin to long distance. So you have to focus on uh, obviously the result. Okay, at the same time you have to focus on little bit of on technique. And sometimes like what happens is whatever the science says this technique is right, and most of the time people have proven that whatever people knows this is right, if somebody do in a different way, that technique will become wrong and new technique will evolve. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for example,
Thank you.
when
Yes,
this
sir.
guy was the 100 meters run, Usain Bolt, the way he runs, technically some people say is wrong, but after he started doing that, people started saying yes, he's right. Yeah, any other questions?
No, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, there's some questions are coming. Hi Ravi. Yeah, somebody has asked something. One second. Changing business or profession means again you have to invest right for everyone. It's not possible, I guess. Very good question, Ravi. Uh, yeah, now there are only two options. Like you are going in a Titanic ship. So the option is jump into a smaller boat or staying in a big boat. Hello. So it's all depends on your intuition. You have to take a call whether we can repair the Titanic or it is going to drown. So we have to move to the smaller ships. Is what we have to take a call now. And then if we can do something innovation through online training, whatever it is, you have to think because up to now people has not thought other way. We are just following the traditional way. So we have to think in a different way because we are not going to stop our living. We have to continue our living, whatever we are doing. So you have to think what innovation you can bring into your present business. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sunil, for asking this question. See, post Corona, there are so many challenges as a human we are going to face. One is all the big guys who has invested crores of monies in different businesses, like people who's running five-star hotels, their hotels are closed, and the tourism is going to go down. So similarly, some of the industries are hugely got affected, and uh, so we have to be innovation. We have to think in a different way. The shift of lifestyle. For example, a lot of people that are sitting at home, and now the government and the corporate companies they were thinking to work from home. So when people are thinking to work from home, 75% of the population they are not going to go out. They are will be at home. So being into sports, being into fitness, being into wellness, you all there are psychologists, there are fitness trainers, you know a little bit nutrition. So you can use these techniques to train people online. You can use your experience to motivate people to be strong. So there is a huge opportunity because people are stressful, people don't know what to do, and a lot of people they're staying at home, they're becoming overweight, they're becoming unfit. So there is an opportunity for us to explore into that area. So I'm also actually developing a vertical in the area of online training. So if you are all interested, I can actually take your support. We can train people into the corporates, into many other places. Okay, some other question. Uh, Medical, education, rural, marketing, banking, fitness. Take the test. Yes. Mr. Sunil says these are the things which are going to change. So, friends, now one is a medical. Medical means hospitals are going to get less business, I think, because uh, the lifestyle, some of the diseases like chemical diseases will come down because people are staying at home. But lifestyle diseases may go up, so there is a scope for that. In education, also, there are so many systems are going to change because generally people will have fear to send their kids to the schools, so people has to teach online mostly, or they will divide it some social distancing and all that. So I don't know how different things has to come in terms of education, but we have to be ready for that. Rural marketing, yes, it's a big area because everybody has to survive. So we need food, we need resources. So there is a huge opportunity in the area of rural marketing. Banking is obviously going to hit because a lot of people are not going to pay EMIs and all. But the government is pumping money into the banking system. So the cycle will actually pick up slowly. Yeah, fitness will have a lot of focus. Sports will have focus. But again, it depends on how innovation, how different things will be. Will sport will be the same after pandemic? See, the question is after pandemic, when it is going to get over. If somebody can answer that, then we can say what is going to happen. Is there any answer for that? When it is going to end?
So at this point of time, I feel that it is not going to end. As far as the virus is concerned, the virus will survive. Survive. It will continue to survive. Probably we might get some vaccine, but This particular virus has multiple strains. It's more than 10 strains.
Yes.
So getting vaccines is not the solution because they have to find out multiple vaccines because if the virus keeps mutating, so finding or hitting the right vaccine will be difficult. But the medicines need to come up. Probably once the varieties of medicines come up, tested, trialed, probably there is a possibility that the cure mechanism will fall in place.
Yeah,
Uh,
what I feel is we had to live with this. Like, when the AIDS are come, people are very very scary. People are so confused. So, but now we are living with the AIDS. We are living with so many other diseases. Similarly,
yes,
we had to live with the corona. Okay, even if we get the medicine or even if we don't get the medicine, but to live uh, with this, first of all, we need to be mentally strong. We need to change a little bit of lifestyle, and then we have to live the way we are living, live with the little changes. That's all. And the other good thing is, if you take the statistics, so many people are getting corona, but out of that, only 2% of the people are getting. I mean, 2% of the people are dying. That means 98% people are surviving. Why they are surviving? Because of the immune system they have. People who don't smoke, people who don't have any other medical issues, they are actually fighting and coming back. So if it goes to everybody, if the virus reaches to everybody, only 2% of the people will die. But the
that's
question,
right.
who are that 2%? That may be the person who is actually the head of the family, then the whole family get affected. That's why they try to do the social distancing and other things. But in a long run, I feel it will spread like cold or cough. Everybody will be having that. But our immune system will improve so that we'll fight and go ahead with this. Any other questions? So if we take two probabilities, one probability is yes, will come up with the solution by end of this year. Then next year will be going to be very, 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 very good for India, because India have so many uh, opportunities because of population here, and even in the sports also we are having lot of future if we are able to overcome these problems. And in the manufacturing industry, there's so much we can do, because China, people start hating China and a lot of companies want to ship from there to India and other countries. So there is a huge opportunity there. So what I want to suggest everybody is, this is the time you have to sharpen your saw. What is the meaning of sharpen your saw? Spend time for your self improvement. Spend time for your self business improvements. Spend time to improve yourself or learn some new courses, whichever you think is going to be there in the coming future. Suppose from January 2021, everything will become normal, and who are any sportsman who are just relaxing and suddenly they announce the Olympics, they'll not able to perform. The person who is practicing even at this time, physically, mentally, then only he'll able to win the Olympic medal. Similarly, people who is doing the business, if they sharpen the saw, what is the business is going to be there after 2021, then you will be able to be the winner, because you have acquired all the techniques, all the knowledge, all the this thing. You are preparing yourself for the match. You are preparing yourself for the exam of life. So focus on, don't like whatever she said. If you are sitting like this, if you are thinking negative, then your life will be very boring. So be positive, be with lot of enthusiasm, do exercise, and then improve your skills to face the challenges. Any other questions? Kiran, do you want to say anything? Why? Voice is not coming.
You are on mute, sir.
You're on mute. Hello? Yeah.
Hello.
Just unmute
So,
Kiran. Who is handling?
I, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
handling, sir.
Just unmute Kiran. He wanted to say something.
No, I think he has to unmute himself.
Okay.
So,
Okay, guys, can you
Kiran.
hear me? I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Thank you so much, Nadeem. And I mean, I think everybody asks questions. And anybody has questions for Pratishta? Satya, you have any
anyone
questions?
has?
Nikhil, do you want to read any questions which are left for Pratishta?
Thank you, Pratishta, for your wonderful presentation. Uh, so
Thank you
we'll
so
go
much.
with
I'm so
presentation.
grateful.
Thank you.
So, thank you everyone for joining. So, I request Ravi sir, the co-founder of SMC, and he was the head of volunteers at US Open, and also he was the head of operations at Rio Olympics 2016. I request him to say a few words about the webinar and Sports Management Center and its operations.
Yeah, thank you. First, I would like to thank Pratishta and Nadeem for being here and sharing wonderful knowledge and helped a lot of people, especially the mind management was fantastic. I mean, it had a lot of momentum and a lot of kids have benefited with your talk, Pratishta. And then anybody have questions, so they will contact you and then you can help them with them. And I really appreciate you for being in this seminar. It's little early for you, but thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you
And
so much, sir. The pleasure is
yeah,
all mine.
yeah,
Thank you so
thanks.
much. I'm so
Yeah,
grateful for this
thank
opportunity.
you.
Everybody has given their time. Thank you
Sure,
so
and
much.
then I'm sure we will engage with you much more productively in future. And I would like to thank Nadeem. Nadeem, thank you so much for giving the insights of doing business during this challenging COVID pandemic. And really appreciate your knowledge in sharing variable alternative businesses or probably alternative skill training. A lot of online trainings are happening. Mostly all of the companies are doing free training webinars for people to improve themselves. So that's a great thing. Satya, thank you so much. And do you want to speak a bit? You can take 1 minute or so and then explain about your initiative of Train the Trainers.
Yeah, so I mean, SMC has actually come out with a certification program, and those enthusiasts who are having some sports background, or if don't have also fine, they can participate this program. So there will be some theory classes, and they will also get into practical classes as well. Post completion of the programs, I mean, of the program actually, so they will get certificate from SMC, from President's College of Sports, Health, Sports, Nutrition and Fitness, America. So I wish those who have participated in this program, in this webinar session, some of them can show their interest to participate in our certification program, which is commencing from next month. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Thanks.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thanks.
Stay awesome and stay blessed. Bye bye.
Thanks.